Morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. So, yes, I'm still vertical. Got about as much energy as a EV in Antarctica, but that's beside the point. Still chugging on through. I will tell you this right now, just so everybody can make plans accordingly. There will be no live stream tonight. I don't have the energy to sit through an hour of it. Okay, I just can't do it, guys. So hopefully we'll be back on Tuesday, but I gotta kick this thing. Been a lot of sleeping lately. The advantage is it's actually doing well for the diet because God knows I have no appetite. So, not a whole lot. Had some chicken soup yesterday. That was the extent of it. But enough about me. Okay. Uh, Good news or bad news, depending on how you want to look at it. We had a government shutdown for a few minutes overnight. I know y'all noticed that, while you were sleeping. But yeah, the Senate passed this $1.2 trillion minibus. Okay, so again, kick the can down the road. Short-term spending approval. Short term of $1.2 trillion. Let's add another 3% to the federal debt in the short term. Okay. Now, good things you could say, all right, or bad, depending on which department we're talking. Agencies that got continued funding yesterday: Homeland Security, State Department, Department of Labor, Department of Defense, okay, Health and Human Services. Okay, I'll give you this. At least we need the Department of Defense funded. The rest of them, I really don't care about, okay, because it's not like they're doing anything for us anyway. Department of Homeland Security, really? Talk to me a little bit about the southern border. Sure, let's go there. Okay. What we should all be pissed about, okay, is some of the pork that was in the bill again. And it's not like it's any surprise. They always pack these things with pork. But this is how insane this has got. How about this one? Massachusetts gets $850,000 for a gay senior citizens home. Yeah, okay. Egypt came out a big winner yesterday. We're sending $15 million to pay for Egyptian college students' tuition. Not Egyptians here in the United States, Egyptians that are going to college in Egypt. And somehow $15 million of your tax dollars needs to go pay them. Okay. Hey, we can't do enough on try to screw the American public by forgiving people's loans. Let's just do it this way. Let's just give the money somewhere else. Okay. How about $400,000 for a gay activist group to teach elementary kids about transgenderism? I got a problem with this one. Okay. You got another $400,000 for a group to give clothing to teenagers to help them with their gender. Chest binders or tuckable bathing suits, that sort of stuff. $400,000 of your tax money. How about the San Diego Zoo? The San Diego Zoo is getting $500,000 for a DEI initiative so that minority youth can have a zoo experience. $500,000, really? Let's go buy a freaking ticket. I've been to the San Diego Zoo. There were people there of all races and colors. No big deal. Okay. But no, they need $500,000 for this. The silliest thing that's going on, okay, and it's springtime. You guys know this. One of the big tourist attractions in the United States in the springtime is the cherry blossoms coming into bloom in Washington, D.C. If you've ever been to Washington, D.C. and seen the cherry blossoms, it is very pretty, okay, no question. The trees were given to us by the Japanese decades ago and have been a landmark, if you will, in D.C. for years and years and years. Okay. So let's go back to this infrastructure bill. Remember that one that was passed last year? Okay. That not a penny gets spent on infrastructure. It all gets spent on DEI initiatives, right? Well, the seawall of the Potomac around D.C. has been degrading for years and years and years. Kind of like our airports, our highways, our bridges, and everything else that should have been paid for with that infrastructure bill, right? So now, D.C., remember, D.C. is still funded by the feds. It's not its own independent state or anything like that. It's still federally funded. They're under control of Congress. D.C. gets $113 million to take out 140 of these cherry trees and then another 160 other trees, so a total of 300 trees. Okay. So they can go in and fix the seawall. I want you to do the math to that. If you take $1.3 million and 300 trees, that means we are paying $376,000 per tree to be removed. I can get a guy around here to remove a tree for $300 to $500. It's a lot bigger than a cherry tree, too. Okay. Now, granted, they're going to go in and fix the seawall and stuff like that, which probably means dumping a bunch of gravel in, and that'll pretty much take care of it. Okay. But this is where our money's going. And I'm going to sneeze, maybe. Okay. But that's what it is. Sorry. This is where our money's going. And this is where our money's going. And the pet projects that we always see coming out of Washington on pissing away money. You know, you look at this and go, how did this happen? How did something like this get passed? We have a Republican House, right? Well, it passed, and Mike Johnson put it through. Our speaker, our latest failure. This was the end of my support for Mike Johnson on pushing this through. It passed 286 to 134. Okay, there were 112 Republicans and 22 Democrats were against spending this money, pissing this money away. Remember what Mike Johnson said when he took the gavel. That he was not going to pass any more of these continuing resolutions. He was not going to pass any more of these omnibus or minibus spending bills. And yet, we passed the CR last month, and now we've passed the minibus. Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene is right when she says this guy's got to go. He just played right into the Democrats' hand. He violated the Hastert Act by doing this. If you know what that is, that's what requires Congress ample time to read the bill. 24 hours to read an over 1,000-page bill is not realistic. Okay. See if you can read 1,000 pages in 24 hours. You might, if you're a speed reader. You ever read any government bills? They're about as boring as they get. But this is what's at stake, guys. This is why we see inflation running through the roof. This is the stuff that just wastes our money. And this is the stuff that come fall, when we have to vote, there's a lot more people on the ballot in November than just Trump and Biden. And you need to remember that. I'm putting together that spreadsheet, you guys know, and I will have it out to you this summer. All this will get added on here as to which one of the conservative Republicans actually voted to piss more of our money away. None of them deserve our vote. Pinball out.